Now that we've got the basics of the trigger set up, what is it we actually want to do? Well, the trigger is to be executed when the return date of rental is updated. We've got that part coded in there to act on that one column. And the trigger is to call the previous function for an overdue fee. And so that's going to be easy. We just have to call that function. And then we have to decide if there's an overdue fee, we're going to add an overdue fee record. Okay, so we're just going to check. Is there an overdue fee? And if there is, create a record. So if we look at the overdue fee record, we'll need the rental ID and we'll need the overdue fee. Now we know the function's going to provide the overdue fee for us. And then we need is paid. We know that's going to be 0. So when we very first get it back, that's going to be a 0. So we're fine there. And we need the rental ID. Where are we going to get the rental ID from? Well, it turns out when you establish a trigger, it's going to happen on an update statement. And what the system provides for you on a trigger is it provides that record. So whatever happened on this update, it will provide the record before the update happened and what the record looked like after the update happened. So it'll give you the complete row or rows in a case that it updates more than one row. It will return whatever's being updated. And it's going to be the exact same pattern. So it's from the rental table. So it will have all the columns in a rental record. And what it's going to do is it's going to give you that. You're going to have the row before it was updated. That's going to be in a table called deleted. And it's going to give you the row what it looked like after it was updated, and that's going to be in a row called inserted, or a table called inserted. So you can select on those two tables. You have the deleted table and the inserted table, and you can select from them. So let's go ahead and set up what it is that we need. We don't need this print statement. That was just to keep us syntactically correct. What we're going to need is we need a couple of things. So to call that overdue function, we need to find out what the rented date was. So I'm going to create a variable for that. And I'm also going to need to know what the return date was. So I've created a variable for that. And I'm going to need what the rental ID is. So these are the things that I'm going to need from that, and that's of type int. And I can get all of those from the inserted column. So not the deleted, not before, because before the update happened, the return date was likely null. So I need to find out what it was after. So I'm going to actually select these from inserted. So I'm going to select rental ID, customer ID, no, I don't need customer ID, rental ID, rental date, and return date. So those are the things I need, and I need it from inserted. Okay, and that's the table I'm actually going to be using, and that will give me the values after the update happened. Now I want these values to be set to those, and there are 3 of them, not 1. So I can do these individually. I can say I want rented to be equal to the rental date. So I can do this right in the select statement. Rental equals the return date that's returned, or the rental date that's returned, and I can have return variable be equal to the return date that was returned, and I can have the rental ID variable be the value of the rental ID that was returned. Okay, so there's my select statement, and I'm actually capturing 3 values that are being returned from this table inserted. That's what I needed to do. That gets me started, right? So that's how I get the values from the inserted table.